Chapter number 21. A Brood of Chicks. On Wednesday, the first day back to school after the break, Blanca was waiting on the step for me. "Wow, I missed you," she said, hugging me tight. "I heard you went to Mexico. Tell me about it." "I'm full Mexican, and I've never even been there, except for Tijuana. And that doesn't really count since it is practically in San Diego." "Hey, your bangs are longer. You've only got two clips on each side." "Big news. There's someone new at lunch in the library. His name is Mida Bacchiano." We laughed. Mida Bacchiano was shooing for my unusual names list. I told Blanca as much as I could about everything on our ways to class. Miss Morimoto gave me a hug, too. "Naomi, finally, you're back. I was worried you wouldn't make it to the play this weekend. I'm so happy you've been joining us." At lunch, Mr. Marble said, Naomi out loud, "I'm ecstatic to see you." I added ecstatic to my splendid words list. "Now we have our little nest of library chicks all back in their usual places," he said, counting and pointing at John Lee, Mimi Messmaker, Mida Bacchiano, Blanca, and me. All is right with the world. After lunch, while Blanca visited with Mida Bacchiano and talked his ear off, I got up the courage to show Mr. Marble some of my carvings. I pulled the figures, wrapped in paper towel, out of my backpack and arranged the families of reptiles, birds, tigers, and lions on the checkout counter. I lined it up the ducklings and the fish and the elephants, and I told him how I had carved in La Noche de los Rábanos. He said, "Naomi out loud, you are a girl of great talent and many layers. Who knew? Thank, thank, for, Thank you for sharing this with me. I am overwhelmed with delight. Would you allow me to feature this in the glass case for open house in a few months? I always save the spectacular collections for that event." Will I allow him to be in the glass case for open house for the entire school and their families to see? It was the highest honor at Buena Vista Elementary. It could be my claim to fame. The library lunch brunch crowd around. "Wow, Naomi the lion," said Blanca. "Those are amazing." "You carved those?" said Mimi Messmaker. "That looks hard." I guess that was the best I would get from Mimi, but I didn't care. Mr. Marble consider me in a thoughtful way. "I can already tell you are different girls since you went to Mexico. Before you were before you were a mouse, but now you have the countenance of a lioness." I love Mr. Marble. After school, Blanca waited on the steps with Owen and me, like always. When Graham pulled up in the Toyota, Blanca said, "Bye, Naomi the lion. I'll see you in the morning right here." She pointed to the steps. "Bye." I called to her and waved. She looked at me funny. "You know something, Naomi? Your voice is louder." A murmuration of tomorrows. On the outside of things, nothing much had changed. Graham still made some of our clothes, and we still live in Baby Beluga at Avocado Acres and Lemon Tree. We went to Sprayed and played to make sundaes and watched the cars go through the wash. My hair was still unruly, but I finally grew out to where I only needed one clip on each side to keep it back. Some days I wore it half up and half down, just like Graciela. On the inside, too, I was different. I had experiences Barrio Jalatlaco, Las Posadas, and Quesillo. I had walked on the cobblestone streets and through pottery at the church, just for the sake of good luck. Me. I had discovered my mother. I supposed Owen and I would always long for her a little and wonder what it would have been like if she had been different. Ram said Skyla could clean up her act and try and take us back to court someday, but that we shouldn't count those chickens before they hatches. Ram said it wasn't likely that Skyla would make the effort to visit us either, but if she did, I wouldn't mind. I would like to feel her hands on my head, French braiding my hair again. It was funny how she was nice in a mean way, and a mean in a nice way. There it was again, the good and bad all rolled into a meatball. I had also found my father, who had loved me for a long time without being near me. How many others were walking around and not even knowing that someone far away cared for them? Imagine all that love floating in the air, waiting to land on someone's life. I thought we had discovered our parents, our lives with Graham we carved into our beings. We were her prizes, and that was good enough for us. Santiago had taught me that you must care what your imagination dictates, so that what is inside can become what it's meant to be. In the end, the figure will reveal itself for what it really is. It was true. In Mexico, I had seen carvings of wooden angels with horns, a parrot with a fish tail, a lizard with wings, a three-legged dog. A three-legged dog. It worked the same with people too. A mother with a cat's claws, a father with a lion's heart, a great grandmother with a bird's protective outstretched wings, a mouse with a lioness voice. I might have begun with a whisper, but it had been strong enough to make a self prophecy come true. I found a foot stomping holler that could be loud enough to say boo to those boys someday. I could now overcome an army of worries. I even made a promise to our father, which I intended to keep, that no matter where we live, we all travel to Oaxaca every year at Christmas time for a night of the radishes. After all, a leon had been carving in the competition for over 100 years. I hope my father was right, that like the figures we carved from wood and soap, I was becoming who I was meant to be, the Naomi Soledad Leon out loud of my wildest dreams.